Hey soul family, Tana here, back with another pick a card reading, and I am very excited about today's reading because we are going to be receiving a secret love letter from your person. Now what do I mean by this? I mean your person has things that they would say that they're keeping inside, and if they were brave enough, they would tell you these things in what I call a love letter, which is going to be addressing the way they feel about you, whether they think about you, and anything that they would tell you if they were brave enough to tell you. So think of your person, and we're going to be asking about that person and receiving the love letter you deserve right from their heart to yours. Before we get started, I want to invite you to go pick up your free psychic reading training called Remove Your Psychic Reading Blocks from my website, tananewberry.com. Just enter your email there and you get the free mini course just by doing that. And so if you're interested, go visit that. Also, if I don't get a chance to say it at every different card deck, please feel free to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and it helps people get more of the information their soul and their heart really needs and wants, and that is a wonderful thing. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with pick a card readings, we have 4 decks here. Number 1 is a deck that has a Aqua or a Quartz on it. Deck number 2 has a Chinese Fluorite crystal. Deck number 3 has a Quartz cluster. And deck number 4 has a Lapis Lazuli. And what I'd like you to do is take a deep breath, look at the 4 decks, and just make an intuitive gut decision on which is the deck that you need to hear from for your secret love letter reading from your person. Okay, now with that, once you've chosen your deck, go down to the comments and choose the timestamp for your deck to skip right to it. All right, who's ready to get to it? I'm ready to get to it. Okay, deck number 1, just moving the other ones out of the way now. Let me make sure I remember my order here. Perfect. Just putting that right there. Okay, deck number 1. Welcome, welcome. We'll put our Aqua or a Quartz aside. Okay, real talk here. Your heart wants heart-to-heart communication. Okay, so take a deep breath. Give yourself a little intention that you're going to hear the message from their heart to yours. This secret love letter is meant to assist you in understanding their intentions, their motivations. So here we go. First card right out of the deck. Okay, so your person is saying, this is the surrender deck, and this is all about what needs to be released and let go of in order to proceed forward. And right away, the card out of the deck is a surrender card, and it says, surrender your fear of change. Okay, so we kind of start to understand where this person is at, what they may have experienced before, and why they're set up to maybe being kind of timid, why they're set up to maybe being predispositioned in some way to look at relationships as only being a certain possibility, right? There's a lot of things that can happen when someone's fear is of changing, okay? This is also maybe a non-committal person or someone who hasn't allowed themselves to really be put out there to be understood because they may be fear of rejection. The card says, the universe is reminding you that when you are cared, that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or relationship, even if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith and all is well. So your person is fessing up and they're apologizing and they're saying, I do not have faith that all is well. So maybe this is part of the motivation of the person to maybe hold a little bit back. Maybe it's part of the motivation of the person to say, am I going to get hurt again? Okay, so if this person is, you're seeking a secret love letter because they're not being upfront with all their feelings, or they seem to be holding back. It could be that they just have a real fear of change because they don't have faith that all is well. They are feeling scared and motivated to hide into protection mode. And even though that's not necessarily a need, even though that's not necessarily a real thing they have to do, it might be their predisposition in relationship situations to kind of go into protection mode and not put themselves out there. So we're starting to get into the head of this person, and we're hearing this message from their heart. So this is something where they're asking, will you please understand this is where I'm at? Okay, let's see where else this is taking it. Study. Okay, so I like this card in relation to our reading. It almost feels like it's totally off the page here, but it's not, because when you understand that study is about diligence and it's about putting in the time and the work to start something new, break a cycle, train yourself into a new mentality, then you understand that the study card is their way of saying to you, I'm trying, and I will continue to try, and I'm in. I've signed up for this course, or this course of action, and I promise I will practice and try to get better at what it is that is sort of holding me back. Okay, so this sort of feels like, again, a acknowledgement of what's scary, and a promise that there is this commitment to try to have faith that all is well, and to behave accordingly, and to bring what they're bringing to the table accordingly. Their intentions are really, really good here. Power. Beautiful. So they also know that they are in charge of their destiny. If it is to be, it's up to them to fix what is in their court, right? So they're saying, I know I have these things, okay? I know I have these things that are holding it back, holding me back, holding us back maybe, or keeping me from playing, 100% in this possible connection or relationship. And I know that I have these fears, and I know that I need to do this work, but I take responsibility for it. And I say that I know if I apply myself, I will create change, and I will create improvement, and I will create more that I can come to the table for. I kind of feel like deck number 1 is asking for, they all might, because this is a heartfelt letter, right? I kind of feel like they're asking for a little time, but also saying that I know it's in my power and I know what I need to do, right? So this would be, even some people who come to the table kind of traumatized by their other relationships, okay, that happens, and they're saying, I know that I'm coming to the table with less, and I know that's my responsibility, and I know I need to work, and I know I can do it, okay? So that's the message here. Divine Mother, beautiful. Divine Mother is all about new life. It says nurturing, feeling comforted. This is the nice womb space that you want someone to grow into, right? Imagine what happens in the womb space. A baby goes in there, right? And it grows into fruition in this beautiful little safe, comforted space. Okay, so this, I believe, is deck 1's way of saying, not only would you maybe, if you would, give me a little bit of time, but it will take someone, not only time and patience, but someone who is willing to be a nurturer for my process. So this means not turning around and retaliating, making their process about you, even taking on personal responsibility for what their process is and saying, you're doing this to me, or I don't deserve this. And this is not always, let me just say, this is not 100% even exchange and fair when someone needs to ask of you to sort of play a supportive role for them. But it doesn't mean the whole relationship has to be this way. It doesn't mean everything is this way. It just means this moment, this letter that they're sending you, is they're asking you, I would love your comfort. I would love your nurturing. I am attracted to your nurturing. I am attracted to your space of healing that is so what I'm looking for, right? So this is their love letter, is saying, I wish I could ask that of you, okay? So whether you decide that's a deal breaker for you or not, this is something that's in their heart and that they would want to say to you. Next is trust. Okay, so what's interesting is the first card here about surrendering to the fear of change was saying, I have faith that all is well, and we identified this person maybe doesn't have faith that all is well, that they want to trust. And they might not trust everything. They might not trust people. They might not trust love. They might not trust, but they want to trust you. They want to trust you. And so what they're saying is, if you would allow me to sort of work this process with you, I trust that you will have a nurturing role in my healing. And I do feel that deck 1 is coming from a place of needing healing, a place of working on healing, but they're responsible for it and they know it. So I'm not feeling, we all need healing. We all go through stuff, right? Like we all have our crap, but at times, if you want to enter in a relationship and someone's in the middle of a healing growth process, you can play a role. And so I believe deck 1 is asking, it's a lot to ask, and I don't leave you responsible, but can you play a role in my healing because I trust you, and this could be what I need to heal. Beautiful. Next, surrender attachment to results. Okay, it says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So I feel like if we invest all of this in our person, that we would be very attached to the results. Understandably, okay? Understandably. But attaching to the results when the person doesn't know when they can deliver them or how they can deliver them creates maybe an expectation that I feel deck 1 is trying to communicate they're afraid they can't live up to. They're afraid they might not be able to, if it is specified a certain time and amount that they have to be healed or available for. Not that they don't want to and not that they can't, but just that expectation right out of the bat is having a hard time. Now that's different than boundaries and deal breakers. Expectations are a little different, so we could look into the differences and how we think about that, but the expectations leave someone else maybe responsible for meeting them. And this just says, deck 1 says, it does, if I'm to be honest. I hear deck 1 saying, it makes me a little uncomfortable that I can't guarantee the rate of my growth of this. I know if you nurture me, and I know because I trust you, I can work this process, and I know I'm responsible for it. I know I have the power to change, but I'm a little nervous that I'm going to leave you wanting something and I won't be able to deliver it. And that's partly why I might be held back, I might be closed off, I might be putting less of myself out there because I don't want to get myself in a position where I'm hurting someone I care about because I didn't deliver something they wanted or expected. Okay, so we're starting to understand where this person's motivations are. Another one, appreciation, divine helpers, appreciation. What I love about deck 1 is I do feel this person is completely in integrity. I like what I see here. The alignment with I'll do the work, the alignment with right out of the bat, let me say what I'm afraid of. I'm the acknowledgement of how powerful your role is as a beautiful person that they're attracted to. They give you that compliment. I trust you. And then an honest look at the other thing that scares them, which is the expectations and appreciation. Saying, deck 1 says, I know this is a lot from their heart to yours. Okay, secretly they're saying, I know I'm a lot. I know this is a lot, but I do appreciate you. And I appreciate on a soul to soul, heart to heart level, what it is, no matter what you decide, what it is that you have done for me to help heal all of this, because you've had a role. And whether you continue to move forward in that role or we make any decisions based on what's best for both of us in this process as we try to work it, as I try to work it, they say, I appreciate you. It's such a beautiful thing to say in integrity with a heart-centered space. The appreciation really shows that there is an acknowledgement for all that you do. Let's see what else is here. Moving on. Okay, so deck 1 can have a tendency, they could be a Sagittarius. They don't necessarily have to be a Sagittarius, but sometimes this person, let's just say they may have a history of, and may sometimes in areas of their life where they feel ineffective, overwhelmed, they may want to, instead of change, or instead of thinking that, it's not really that they're afraid of change, it's that they're afraid that they have to change and then they won't be able to and they'll let people down. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And when they get a little over the limit, they bail. They might be people who bail. okay? And I don't mean overall, I just mean if they go dark for a couple days or a week, deck 1, I see this, I hear this, this is possibly what's happening, okay? So if that is the case, well, let's just say that what's being communicated in this love letter is an acknowledgement that that is an unfortunate defense mechanism that they are kind of fessing up to and saying, when I get scared, I kind of retreat and I kind of bail. I believe they're telling us this in this secret love letter for you because they want you to know that they're not leaving forever, but just that the situation has all become overwhelming and it's more about them than you, really, okay? But it doesn't feel like that. So I acknowledge that it feels like they've abandoned you and then you have your own, boundaries and you're like, are we past my boundaries? So I get this, and that's where the appreciation comes in. They know this is hard work dealing with all the healing that they have. The next one is going forward. I love this because it was moving on, which was a little bit about like bailing, but then right there we talk about moving on and moving forward together. This person's not gone forever, or they don't want to be. The only reason they would is maybe if you didn't have them back, and that's your prerogative. Don't get me wrong, you could do that. But this is the kind of person that bails out of defense, not because they don't care. And this is an acknowledgement that I would love to move forward with you, even though these are all the truth of who I am and what my character defects are and what my defense mechanisms are and what my fears are and what my hopes are and what my acknowledgements are. All of this, I would love to still, hand in hand, do this dance with you, move forward with you, see where this goes, put our best foot forward and figure out if this can be a go. I really like the integrity of deck 1. Let's see how they wrap it up. Oh, beautiful. Love abounds. Love abounds. This talks about hearts being full. This talks about fulfillment. This talks about the kind of love that is in integrity, that is very authentic and can be very, very balanced, can be healthy and healed. This is a right side up love abounds card. This is the kind of card you want to see in romantic relationships. This is the card that is not just talk. It's like the rose quartz of cards. It's not just talking about romance for romance sake. It's talking about heartfelt love. It's talking about mutual acknowledgement of beauty and character. This is a beautiful, beautiful reading. So deck 1, your love letter from your person, your secret love letter is, I am afraid. At this moment, I'm battling with the fact that I don't have faith that all is well. And when I get that way, I know I need to do the work and that it's my responsibility to do the work. And I want to do it for you because you make me feel safe and comforted and I trust you, which is hard for me because I just don't go trusting everybody because of what I've been through. But if you could know that moving forward may require that we be careful to set expectations and boundaries very, very carefully, because I am so afraid that I can't meet those for you. And when I do that, I do appreciate everything you do, but I still feel like I need to bail because the stress and everything gets too heightened. But even when I bail for a minute and I go dark, I want you to know that I want this with you. If you would take my hand, we can move forward together because I know we could have something beautiful. That's what I see for us. Deck 1, that is your secret love letter from your person. Beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you so much for watching. If this spoke to you, please, please, please leave a comment, like the video, please subscribe for more of this. And if you're interested in finding out more about me, my personal readings, and free psychic reading training, you can go to tananewberry.com. I also have a couple of really cool online courses there. One is called Clear Class and one is called Psychic Reading Shortcuts. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Deck 1. Welcome, Deck 2. Welcome, deck 2. I'm so excited. Okay, what was deck 2? I think it was the Chinese fluorite. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, which one was deck 2? Okay, so take a deep breath. Hand over your heart, deck 2. We're going to do this right. We're going to get kind of telepathically and energetically synced with your person. Heart to heart. This is a heart to heart. This is the scary stuff that they don't want to say because it's vulnerable. This is asking their intentions and what it is that they're afraid of. Okay, so this is a very vulnerable conversation that we're about to have when you receive this secret love letter from your person. Okay, so let's get into it. Deck number 2. Right out of the bat. Okay, cool. So the cards we've been starting with is surrender cards, which is usually saying something about a fear or something about them, their character, okay, and how they kind of come to the table. This one is surrender to play. Now, this is actually a positive card because sometimes when we get these surrender cards, it's really talking already about the stuff that's hard. So let's see what we have here. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Playtime is recreation and rejuvenation. Okay, so I do feel that right out of the bat, deck 2 is starting out their love letter by trying to be breezy. Okay, so that might just, it doesn't mean that they are about this relationship. That's just how they would pen this letter. They would start out breezy. That's what it feels like. So we'll get more and more in their head. But this could be an indication that deck 2 feels most comfortable when there is lightness and airy feelings in the relationship, not a lot of expectations. We talked about that in deck 1. Not a lot of promise making, which means not a lot of promise breaking. There's just a lot that, this person is free and running around and doesn't have a care in the world. So they're coming to the table kind of breezy. So that tells us that might be an indication of them, how they're acting, okay? Or maybe even what they prefer in their start of new relationships. Let's go on further. The next one is lead. Now, when I read love readings, and this is the deck that I use when I do all my personal readings, and I do lead, it's really interesting because the lead card, I always get the message in a love reading that it is about, let me say specifically, the man making the move. So I'm just going to throw that out there in case that resonates with any of you. The man making the move. So whether you are a woman or a man, let that sit the way it's supposed to. The thing is all right, deck 2 is already acting cool, calm, and collected. Okay, so they must have a reason they want to come across that way. Maybe they really are calm, cool, and collected, but they do kind of come with their personal power, their personal openness and freedom. Can I say that they're not yet really talking about what they're offering and what they are committing to? So this might be someone who, if they were making a love confession to you, they might start off being kind of vague and then they'd have to go and then really get to the heart of the matter. This is someone who might be avoiding serious conversation, and that's kind of how they're showing themselves to be. The next one is friendship. Okay, obviously this person, all right, deck 2 may be saying that it's shaping up. Okay, I'm just going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you honestly because I don't want to do you the disservice of telling you anything otherwise. This is a person that I don't know if they are interested or ready for like full-on commitment or the kind of commitment that you're even asking for them. I don't think they want to have days on the calendar that they're required to communicate about. I mean, they may just be a fly by the seat of their pants, kind of like, are you available tonight kind of person, okay? This kind of comes across like their secret love letter to you. And don't get me wrong, this is still a love letter because they are coming with their heart in their hand and saying, this is who I am and this is what I have to offer. They are being in integrity by them kind of sending you this letter. So if this is what they're communicating, it's so that it can be a positive experience for both of you, not so it'll break your heart. So let's see where this is going. Embrace. Okay, this is the first time I feel a request from your person, deck 2. The request from your person, deck 2, is, could you just dance with me? Can I just have this dance? And it'd be really funny if you guys actually had a circumstance where your person did ask you to dance, or they, you know, sometime in the near future ask you to dance and you remember this moment, because it's sort of a metaphor for how they want to handle this relationship. You know, it could be like, hey, so what are you doing for the holidays? Even though they're over holidays, you know, are you going to go see your family? It's like, drink, let's dance, you know, like avoiding anything that's like kind of serious. So deck 2 is saying from their heart, can we have fun? Because honestly, what I love about relationships, first and foremost, is the amount of fun they are. I want to have fun with you. Can we just frolic and play and not yet have to get to the point of talking about all the things that are so serious? This person wants that with you. They're asking, could you and would you embrace that I want to have fun with you? That could be good for you or bad for you. Hey, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Those are your deal breakers. You get to decide. But that's where they're coming from with a heartfelt request. A heartfelt request. They're taking the time to send you this secret love letter because you've come to this video and you're listening to this message. So they are in integrity, that they are asking something very specific of you. Let's see where this goes. Discipline. Okay, good. So discipline is talking about regular practice and regular occurrence. I feel that deck 2 is saying, okay, I don't want to make any promises, but once I have fun with someone for a certain amount of time, then I think it is appropriate to discuss serious relationships after we know we are beyond the shadow of a doubt compatible on the dance floor. We're compatible on the basketball court. We're compatible driving bumper cars. We're compatible riding the Ferris wheel, right? So this person is all about like fun and enjoyment. So if there is a whole reserve of all of these beautiful things, then this person knows, then they're like, okay, if my priority of feeling good and positive energy is part of this relationship, and I know I can do life side by side with them and jump out of an airplane, not that you have to, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were thrill seekers. After that time, then they do what most people do in relationships, is start to get serious. But there's this whole other process that they like to do beforehand, which is why they may be avoiding the serious talks, the serious commitments, the serious reflections, the serious communication, okay? So if they're avoiding that, this may be why. Okay, next card. Transformation. Beautiful. I love seeing transformation right after discipline because it does mean that this relationship actually does have potential. It does, believe it or not. The joyous relationship has potential. The nonchalant, vague relationship has potential. And it has potential because you really are, I think, a really good match. The person you're asking about, the vibe feels really good. It just feels really slow on the uptake to understand where you're at and to get that feedback and that communication, that more serious talk. Like some people can start relationships and like have a serious talk right away. These people are just take a shot with me, right? Or whatever. But they do like relationships. They just want to get to that point, this point, before they get to this point, right? So transformation means what once was casual is not where the potential actually lies. I'm doing this to potentially see if you're the right person to not be casual with, even though that seems almost counterproductive. It's actually a good little plan that they've devised to make sure they have the right kind of person in their life. Next card, surrender to passion. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. All that fun and that joy and that positive vibes, oh, that's revving something up, baby. Let me tell you, this is a relationship that not only feels positive, exciting, fun, but there is passion. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Let it flow. That is what deck 2 is all about. Your person is like, hey man, let's just go with the flow. It doesn't mean that they don't want what you want and they're not open to it heading that direction. They just need to flow in that direction. And then when they do, the passion gets ignited. There is substance in this relationship and there is potential in this relationship. I like this relationship. It is different than some of the other ones you may have have done because of this big vetting process that happens. But that's the person. And if you are drawn to this person, you may be a good match for them even in this process. So this passion is on the other end of, and the passion may come before or during the transformation into taking it more seriously. And just in time, right? Perfect. Power. We had a different deck, same card. Power in deck 1 as well. Power is talking about your person knowing that they're taking responsibility for this. So I feel deck 2 asking a request from you. Will you trust me? It feels like Aladdin. Do you trust me? Taking out the hand. It's just like, just jump with me. Just jump and stay in the moment, stay in the flow. Because this person is saying, what you want, I can give to you. But first you have to trust me. Okay? So this feels like a whirlwind. It does feel kind of risky, deck 2. It feels risky because you're going to be kind of unsure at times because it's not going to be the same thing you've experienced before. Might make you feel a little unsafe. You might have to work a few little inner processes around this. But I tell you what, this person also, like deck 1, is in integrity and is asking you a beautiful question. Do you trust me? And can we dance? Would you like to dance? And starting there. Compromise, beautiful. So this person would probably say fun and fancy free their whole life, but they know what they're doing. This is a relationship. This is a courtship. And they know that what happens is after the relationship meets a certain point, there's a certain amount of time that you've spent together. They know that they have to fall in line and have the talks and do the serious stuff. So I'm hearing that from your secret love letter is they're saying, I will do those things. Because you'll do my things, I will do those things. I will do them. Will feels like the future. I will in the future. That's what it feels like, okay? Which again, good for you, not good for you, you decide. Simplicity. Yes, a single feather floating in the air. You are the feather, they are the air. Float, 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 flow, flow, flow. Simple, simple, simple. Deck 2. It could be scary, but how about a whirlwind romance? How about you just get lost? How about you just dance? How about you take the person's hand? Why not try it? All's fair in love and war. Even if you don't know exactly what time of day it is, could you just have fun? Could you ignite from a friendship place and just have fun with this, knowing that there is potential at some point when that person has it to offer? It's up to you. Deck 2, your love letter from your secret love letter from your person is, please come play with me. I will show you not just the foundation of a positive friendship and a positive, genuine connection with myself, the other being, but if you let me, I will also at the same time prepare myself to do the work to transform this relationship when it's time into one of passion. And I know that we will need to talk relationship. I just want to dance with you first. I just want to have some fun because I don't want to lose sight of what I love in a relationship, the benefits of a relationship, the positive aspects of the relationship. Can we dance first? Okay? Deck 2, thank you so much. Please, 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 if this spoke to you, please comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. If you want to go over to tananewberry.com, I have some free online psychic training. I have a couple of online courses. I have available one-on-one sessions for readings. Get involved. I would love to serve you more, and thank you so much for being here, Deck 2. All right. All right, Deck 3, who's ready? Welcome, Deck 3. Okay, some really good stuff already. Ooh, we're in for it. We'll put our little quartz cluster over here. Okay, so Deck 3, take a deep breath with me. Hand over your heart. Good. Okay, we are about to have a telepathic conversation with your person. Heart to heart, soul to soul. Secret love letter. Here we go. We're going to look at intentions, fears, apologies, requests, acknowledgements. All those things are here in this reading today. Okay, first one right out of the bat. Okay, this is interesting. Surrender to rest and sleep. Rest is a very interesting thing. Resting point, resting time period. Let's look. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep, and rejuvenate the mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this literally. There's so many metaphorical things I could take from this, but I'm going to take this as deck 3 is coming out of the gate apologizing for the fact that, as it would seem, they're saying, I know that there's potential in this relationship and I kind of know what we're doing here, but I have so much going on and I'm actually really tired and burnt out. And so sometimes, looking forward, I feel like I may have less to offer than average because I'm coming from a place where my cup is not totally full and it does not overfloweth. And I'm just gonna say that now. So from a heartfelt space, they're acknowledging their lack of vitality that maybe they might be bringing to the table. I do feel a little bit of an acknowledgement and apology, like I apologize right from the get-go. And I think they are aware that you might interpret some of their neglect. I'm hearing the word neglect. That may be a word we're using, deck 3, okay? But the neglect, I interpret it as being something like they're uninterested and really this person is just got a lot on their plate, okay? So that's the first thing. Next card is leadership. Good. So leadership talks about what's keeping them busy, okay? So I think it's not just that they're running themselves into the ground. I do feel that deck 3 is trying to come into this love letter and they're starting the dialogue by saying, okay, listen, my cup is not all the way full because I have a lot of things going on. But the next thing they're communicating is they're saying, I really want anybody that gets involved with me to know that these things that are happening and they are important to me. They are very important. These are my goals for my hustle. These are my life purpose goals. This is my career. This is my aspiration that I've had for years, right? So they are working towards something very meaningful and they know it stands in the way of being completely 100% open, available, and giving all the time. But I believe they're coming kind of with their heart and their hat in their hand and they're saying, I am here, but I have this thing right here that is so important to me that I'm gonna need to keep this in consideration when we look at our relationship moving forward. This is someone who I wonder if they've really had the time or the energy, or if they're flaky because they just seem to overcommit. That could be the case for deck 3, okay? Next, creativity. I like creativity. Creativity shows that this person, while being overextended, is also very capable of finding creative solutions to ways that they can balance it all. So they're a balancer. They're someone who's always had a number of things riding on them and riding on their effort and riding on their time and their contribution. And so they are a little bit creative. So they might say, I'm sorry I flaked on you last Friday when I had a business meeting. Let's go away next weekend. So they might be actually capable of creating a different scenario that would allow for the connection that was lost when they were kind of unavailable. But if you get too hung up on the fact that they were unavailable and you're like, no, we can't go out, you flaked on me, you're gonna flake again or whatever, then you won't be able to experience the solution of their creativity being applied and that exchange actually happening within what they do have to offer. Be careful, deck 3, that you're not getting too hung up on those moments. If you could just kind of relax with them and trust that as long as they show you that they're creatively finding solutions to making it up to you and all that, then maybe it's not such a bad thing after all. Maybe they do want to spend time with you and be hanging out with you, but it's just that maybe we can see this and how this is working in their life, okay? And see why these things are occurring. Next is surrender to low self-esteem. Okay, so this person can often feel a little depleted, not just energetically, but emotionally, okay? Which means sometimes they either may retreat or they go into a mode where they don't have anything to give, and then you think it's because they don't care. This is their apology. I feel like they're acknowledging their strengths and their weaknesses. They're kind of coming to the table, again, with their hat in their hand, and they're saying, you know, this is, you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. They don't want you to feel bad. They're not trying to make you feel bad. They would change it if they could, but they are juggling so many things. And a responsibility for your feelings, hopefully, maybe it doesn't have to be one of them, because they also have their own stuff that they're working on, and it needs their attention, because that is the part of the timeline in their life right now that is chosen for those things that they're creating. They might be like someone that you met who's in school, or someone that you met that has like their business is trying to blow up, or they're trying to get that promotion, or I do feel it has a lot to do with the work, but sometimes it's family. Do they have kids that you know, take a lot of time or whatever? You know, kids is a career, full-time job. So just think about, you know, it's hard enough to be responsible for our own cup being full. And this person may be writing as much as they can on half cup full. But if we require that they're constantly pouring out and putting into our cup, because for some reason we're making them sort of responsible for that, then they're going to have nothing, and then it'll fizzle. So I feel this person is not saying that you're doing that, but they're acknowledging that if this happens, I fear that I will have a tragic effect on your life. And so they're asking for, they're acknowledging this and asking us to hear this, okay? The next card is partnerships and love. Beautiful partnerships. We love to hear that. That's a great thing to hear during love readings or person, you know, secret love letter readings, because they're saying that there is room in my life. There is room for you. I just have to wiggle some stuff around, or if you could be patient at this particular juncture, because I only have certain places available, but like my heart is available, and if I can fit you in there versus a day on a schedule, would you accept that? Because I have love to give. I do have love to give. I do prioritize love in my life, you know, and I put it right up there with the other things. It's just that certain things have their day that they need to have, and it's all, they're saying it's all important to me. Although all these things that I just said are important, they're saying love and partnership with you possibly moving forward is also important to me. So let's see where this goes, okay? Heal, beautiful. Healing is all about taking something from one state that feels at a dis-ease, right? We feel and I don't mean like disease, I feel like dis-ease, like the ease we're feeling, it's the opposite of ease, right? So the healing is basically saying, I want to rectify this situation. I want there to be a solution for us. I will continue being creative for a solution for us, but I may not be a magic maker. I can't make certain things occur if you're fixated on those certain things. But what I can do is commit to you that I am interested in partnerships and love, and that I also want to find a better solution with different elements, different timelines, different things will become available, and I'm open to this growing and blossoming into something more than I even currently can offer you in this present moment. This may be a deal breaker if you are like day late and dollar short, dude or chick, you know, but at the same time, this is a really beautiful thing. They're being honest about where they're at, and they're acknowledging that they do prioritize love and you, and they're asking you if you could see this in another state with them, maybe just a little down the timeline or in some other opportunity. Okay? Wonderful. The next one is Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is kind of unrelated to love, as some would say, but Archangel Michael, as some of us know who work with angels, is all about just getting rid of the fear, getting rid of the crap, getting rid of the stuff that no longer serves us, getting rid of the stuff that is just weighing us down. So when we think about this, it's like when we go into this relationship with deck 3 and we're we're maybe having some responsibility that we're putting on them to communicate or be this or to show up like this. And are we taking their half cup and asking them to pour it in ours, right? And if we have any unhealthy ideas and boundaries and we're not just open to what they can receive, and we really kind of say, I want to get my happiness out of your response to my requests or your showing up to my things, right? If we require their actions to dictate the way we feel, not about the relationship, because that's a deal breaker. We can say their actions dictate how we feel about the relationship, but we don't want their actions to dictate how we feel as a person, ourselves, right? So Archangel Michael can take care of that crap. It's just a concept of understanding that the crap that you hold around you, that is all the stuff like something else makes me feel something. That's all way too much control that anything or anybody has over us. So it's just about saying, let's get really clean with what we give our power to. It doesn't want to be our another person, doesn't want to be a relationship, it doesn't want to be anything. Make sure our cup is being full ourselves so that we can come to the table and look at things more objectively and be available for partnerships and love and healing, even if there's a little problem to solve in a creative way. Beautiful. Okay, simply love, and this shows a father and a son. It doesn't have to be a father and a son. I always feel like it's kind of a father and a son. So this card, simply love, is asking you to just keep it simple. Do you have feelings for this person? Do you feel love in your heart when you think about this person? Don't think about what's going on or the Friday night that they couldn't see you. Don't think about any of that. Think about the person, because deck number 3, your person in their love letter to you is saying, when I think about you, just you, I feel simply love. That's what I feel. I feel you without the narrative, without anything else. I feel you and I simply feel love. And that is so, like, where all of this gets complicated, that just makes it simple for me. Makes it simple. So can you get there? Can you get rid of the stuff, let go of the challenges, apply what we know about the intentions, and can you just feel that simple love? Can you do that? Beautiful. Meditation. Good. Okay, meditation is a card that talks about where is our focus? Where are we like our thoughts and our brain? Thoughts do just kind of pop in and occur, it seems, but we really do have the ability to drive our brain to these certain places, to have these certain thoughts. So are you looking at this potentially really beautiful relationship and bond with this person? Are you looking at this potentially in a way that is helping you feel this love or keeping you away from feeling this love? If you are feeling disconnected from this person, I highly recommend that what you do is, turn on a podcast, turn on an audiobook, about filling your own cup and like acknowledging, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, those things are so helpful. What are you feeding your brain with and what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on positive, productive solutions, or are you focusing on all the stuff over here that we shouldn't be focusing on, that we should have let go of a few cards back? Okay, so focus. And finally, flow. One of the other decks ended with another card that said flow from one of the other decks. Okay, so flow means, will you take this ride with me? Will you please consider the entire timeline and don't take this current moment as a testament to my intentions or a testament to my priorities overall, or a testament to my actions that will be for the lifetime of this possible relationship. Could you see this time period as a time that I'm very busy? So deck number 3, your secret love letter from your person, heart to heart, is authentically coming from a space of love, saying, my love, I am so tired. I am tired and I'm really stretched thin and I have so many things that I have kept a priority in my life and they are who I am and they are important to me. But I very, very much have lived this way for a little while and know that I am capable of making things work if they are flexible. And it's saying, I don't want to be in charge of making you feel good or bad, because making you feel bad would not be what I want to do. And I do want to move forward with you. I do want to have a partnership. I do want to heal the pieces that you feel are broken for you in what I can offer. But if you would just allow yourself to simply feel my love, and Archangel Michael says, acknowledge what needs to be let go of, and focus on the good, the love, the part that is real no matter what our schedule looks like. Then I would like to take this ride with you, knowing that it is a journey of many different terrains, and the one that it's in now is not necessarily the future and just, you know, the terrain forever. But I'd like to walk this journey with you. I feel deck 3 saying, if this is okay with you, I would like to take this journey with you. But those are their fears. Those are their intentions, their insecurities, their authentic hopes and values that they have for you. And I do hope that helped you very much. Thank you so much, deck 3. And if you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Please visit TanaNewberry.com if you would like free psychic training. I have a course there, a free mini course called Remove Your Psychic Reading Blocks. I also have online courses called Claire Class, which is all about the clairs, and psychic reading shortcuts available at TanaNewberry.com. I also do personal readings. It was a pleasure to serve you. Thank you so very much for being here. Yay! Okay. Hey, deck 4. Hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This has been an incredibly powerful session for me. I have to tell you, I feel so good talking about, because it's not just love, and it's not just about the fears and the actions and intentions. We are talking about here an authentic communication from soul to soul, heart to heart, what you want to hear based on what they're maybe afraid to say, okay? What they would say if they weren't so afraid. A secret love letter from your person. So take a deep breath, hand over your heart, and feel that connection with your person. Feel all the intentions and love that you have. And that's where we're going to be communicating from. And that's where they're communicating from. So we're going to take this Lapis Lazuli, we're going to put that aside, and we're going to start out our reading with a surrender card. Okay, so the first card here is surrender defensiveness. Let's read. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer clear, non-defensive response. Okay, so starting out with the surrender cards in all of our readings during this video has been very powerful, because what happens is your person that you're asking about is coming to the table and saying right away maybe what their character defect is. Like, okay, I acknowledge this, right? So they're coming from a very authentic place of trying to acknowledge where they may fall short. So this is kind of one of those things. Surrender defensiveness means that they are kind of one of those people that they're acknowledging defensiveness is hard for me. And we know that defensiveness is kind of like a reaction to past trauma, or it doesn't have to be severe trauma, but you know, these are learned behaviors for protection mechanisms, right? So they may have been hurt before, and they don't want to feel a certain way, you know, because that crushed them. So when something gets hard, they get defensive, right? Because they want to avoid that from happening, or them feeling that again. So they're coming to the table and saying, I know my weakness is my defensiveness. Deck 4, this could be someone who is hot-headed. This could be someone who kind of blows up really easily. This could be someone who you try to have a conversation just like, hey, can I tell you how I'm feeling about this? And they're like, well, I didn't do that to you, right? So they're acknowledging heart to heart, and they're saying, I have never been good at this, and I'm not good at this. And that is how they're opening their love letter. Let's see what's next. Rebuild. Beautiful. So I do believe this person is saying, even though I've done this, I used to be a lot worse. I kind of feel deck 4 saying, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I have sort of come a little bit far. I have worked on this, and I feel that there has been some improvement. I'm just going to put that out there. They are kind of making a case for themselves, saying, I know this, but I promise I have tried, and I have gotten somewhere in the past, even though I'm not perfect. Next card is surrender and release. This is perfect because somebody who has defensiveness needs to let that go, because defensiveness can be kind of like it can eat away at a relationship. If this person you're asking about goes hot and cold, or they get all fiery when you try to address something with them, this is very, very hard on you, because as the person, or maybe they just go dark and their defensiveness is just retreat. But this is hard for you because you'll never kind of know where they're at. And so this is their love letter to you. I know you don't know where I'm at all the time, because I freak out whenever we start to talk about something either serious or important, or that you're hurt, or that there's a challenge. But I have been working on this, and my desire is to acknowledge, even still, the work that needs to be done, and release what I know does not serve me or any relationship that I'm in. Okay? Okay. So this is beautiful. Success and growth. Well, that's what we want to see. That's exactly what we want to see in this circumstance. So this lets me know that that person you're asking about, your person, even though they have this thing that they're coming to the table and they're starting to define their character so that there is a clear understanding of kind of their challenges and where they're at, they're saying, not only have I come a long way, but I know what I need to do, and I have been successful, I will be successful, and I feel our spiritual guides pulling this card for us too and saying, yes, this person can be successful at this. Under the right circumstances, the right effort being made in the right environments, they can find quicker, hopefully, than slower, that there is a way to live aside from always being reactionary. Okay? The next one is pleasure. Even though they have a hard time with defensiveness, when it is good, like when it's bad, maybe, but when it's good, it's good. Can I get a hand raise or a hell yeah for anybody who feels that? That's because these people really are beautiful at heart. They're just responding in a defense mechanism as a response to any trauma they've been through. That's what it feels like to me, okay? So is this a deal breaker for you? I keep talking about this in every deck. Is this a deal breaker for you? It could be a deal breaker for you. I'm not telling you have to be in a relationship with this person. I'm just saying that their heart and their intentions, and you know it when it comes out to play and you have all this pleasure with them, you know that that's who they really are when they're not in fear-based programmed mode, okay? So you'll have to kind of see that as who they are at heart, okay? The next one is new beginnings. I love success and growth. I love surrender and release, and I am rebuild, and I love, well, everyone loves pleasure, and I love new beginnings. This person, I believe, is headed towards success in this area. Now, they're not yet telling you anything they feel about you. They're still talking about their character defects, their deficiencies. They're coming to the table and they're apologizing and saying, I know that I am like this. I know that this does a disservice to anybody I ever encounter or have a personal relationship with. So now let's see kind of what they're getting into. This last card does indicate that they would like to turn a new leaf. They would like to turn a new leaf for you. For you. They would like to see themselves earn your place or their place in your life and deserve you. That's what they're getting at here. The next one is abundance. This is really great too, because I mean, abundance is, you know, money and all those great things just at point blank value. But when we talk about this reading, it's really talking about, I have a lot of opportunities to get better. Like when I literally feel that this person, and I'm hearing also that this person stops themselves in their tracks every single time they start to get defensive, and they, even if they kind of react real quick, they stop right there. Not only are they aware that they're defensive, they acknowledge that they need to be better. They acknowledge that they need to release it. They acknowledge that they want to turn a new leaf, and they acknowledge that you deserve that. All of that happens abundantly every day through every situation that comes up as a result of them freaking out. Okay, they freak out a lot, but this comes up every single time. This whole process is looked at and is worked. That looks like someone doing the spiritual work to me. No one's perfect. Everyone's got crap. I said that on another reading too, another deck. But this is a person doing the work. This is a person who has done the work. This is a person who is trying to become an expert at doing the work. And this is someone who you know when things are good, that is their heart. That's where they really are. The next one is surrender to comparisons with other people. They do feel like they're a little bit, can I say it? They feel like they're a screw up in relationships. They know that this is someone who might define themselves as, oh, I'm toxic in relationships. They really, I think, have done the inner work to acknowledge, like, and I don't think they're necessarily toxic. I mean, they could be, but it's just about the hand you were dealt and working through those lessons. I mean, they're probably actually an older soul dealing with more stuff, and that's why they have a more complicated lesson this time around. But this is someone who is basically saying, this says, keep your eyes trained on yourself, focusing on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So what you could do for them, and they're maybe asking this kind of shyly, but if you could see me as more, then I could see me as more. And if I could see me as more and you could see me as more, I think I could be more, because I know what I need to do. It's just hard to do it. And if I have enough times where it's a little bit easier, I just might make a lot of success and growth, a lot of progress. So I feel them asking if you could not co-sign on the narrative that they're just messed up all the time, and see them as that being that you experience the pleasure with, okay? It's a tall order, I get it. Self-acceptance, this is another thing. They are probably having a hard time with knowing all of this about them, and this is their fear. This is what's holding them back. This is where they're at. This is anything they can't bring to the table in a relationship. This is why they are so scared. And they are really, really trying to get better, but not really feeling like they are that great. They are going to need to learn to love themselves first. I don't think it needs to be that they have to do that first before anybody else will love them. You may be loving them before they love themselves, but your love will teach them how to love themselves. Or if you decide not to do it, the thing here still is they need to love themselves. And when they love themselves, they will have a greater understanding and a greater response to heal that fear that makes them so defensive, that kind of controls them. Celebration. This is beautiful. This is like, again, the success card and the new beginnings. Look, I'm going to say something about deck 4 here. I do love them. I do. So they're the cancers of the world. You know what I mean? The people who've been hurt, or they're the Scorpios of the world. They don't have to be either of those, but I'm just saying, like God bless them. They're doing so much personal work, and they are worth it. They are worth it. I really believe that. Well, they want to believe it so much because this is their love letter, okay? Secret love letter from your person. Here it goes. Okay, person listening. I am so not perfect. As a matter of fact, we both know that as a sign of weakness, I get defensive, I retreat, I overreact, I'm hot-headed. I have been for a really long time because it is how I've processed whatever I am afraid of in this world, which I seem to be afraid of a lot. I do know what I need to do. I do know that I need to release this out of my life, and that doing this in general is just not gonna work, and the whole program needs to be rewritten. I do know that I've had some success. I would like to head in that direction. When we have fun, that is the real me. I want you to know that. I want you to know that when we have fun and laugh and enjoy each other, that is the real me. I want that to be me every day. I would like you to know that every time I am less than that person, I am not only aware of it, but I work a whole inner process of self-acceptance around it, and then I try to do the work necessary to change. I promise that if I have any power over this, I will change. And I come to the table saying that this is me. And if you would accept me the way I am or help me, I would love you to know that I would love if you would see me as the person I want to be and open your heart and make room for me growing into that. Again, if this is a deal breaker for you, I totally understand, but that is a heartfelt secret love letter from your person, deck 4. Thank you so very much. I hope you got something out of that. And if you did, please comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more of these. I love being of service to you. You can also go over to my website, tananewberry.com, for free psychic training. I have a mini course for free called Remove Your Psychic Reading Blocks. It's great. I put my heart and soul in it. And you can also look at my Claire class or my psychic reading shortcut class. Those are 2 online courses I have. I also do readings. Please feel free to contact me if you are drawn to work with me one-on-one. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, week, month, year, whenever you're listening. This is timeless, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.